Look, it's already 2025, and it's time to stop messing around and to secure your financial future. Not even just for you, but also for your family. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the boring process that's made me over $1,200 per day with 90 to 95% in profit margin in my early 20s. Now, since you've probably never seen me before, I'm Fred, and I went from making $0 per month as a low middle class dude to making over $1,200 per day with my online business using a simple 4-step process. Now, I've put together a free video training that shows you exactly everything I did step by step so you can copy me. The link is in the description. And to thank you, when we get to 30,000 subs, I'll give away $2,000. Watch the video until the end, subscribe, and share with a friend to win. Do you know the real reason why most people never make $10,000 per month? It's not a lack of effort or even a lack of time. It's simply that they're climbing the wrong mountain entirely. I see it every single day. Smart, ambitious people dedicating themselves fully to a business model, burning all their savings only to barely break even. Why? Because they chose a business model that wasn't even designed to help them. Rather, it was designed to keep them stuck. A few years ago, the truth is, that's exactly where I was. I was working pretty much 10-12 hour days trying to build a profitable dropshipping store. I was doing it with a friend at the time, and we dropped thousands on ads. We made content that nobody saw or cared about, and we only made a fraction of what we were actually worth. So I was exhausted, I was broke, and quite frankly, I was starting to wonder if entrepreneurship and this idea of financial freedom wasn't just a big lie. But then I actually had a realization that changed everything. I understood I wasn't failing at business. I was failing because I was using the wrong business model. I mean, now when I look back, sometimes it's crazy how I went from making no money at all, being dirt poor, to making over $1,200 per day, most of it being profit in my early 20s. And it's not because I worked harder or because I invested more. It's because I chose a business model that actually aligned with my goal, which was rapid success. So let me share with you the most expensive lesson I made in business. The truth is, the business model that you choose determines 80% of the results you get before you even start. And most people never reach their income goals because they're playing games with rules that make it nearly impossible to win. For example, with e-commerce, you are competing against Amazon and you need thousands of dollars just for the inventory alone. Now, if you wanted to create an online course or sell a digital product, you would need to have a big audience first, which takes years to build. I've been making videos consistently for the past 3 years on this channel, and we're not at 5,000 subs yet. Now, what about affiliate marketing? If you want to enjoy a $4 commission while fighting for attention against every other person reselling the same exact thing, okay, go for it. But if you actually want to make serious money, 10K per month and more, I suggest you stay the hell away from affiliate marketing. Now, what about dropshipping? Well, first, you need thousands of dollars just to test your ads. And then, profit margins are extremely thin, 5 to 20% max. And you're also going to have to deal with lots of customer support nightmares, believe me. So these business models, they're not bad, and some people make millions per year with those. But they're very slow paths to actually creating wealth. They're businesses that take years to build and to optimize, tens of thousands of dollars invested before you can actually get a return on your investment and make life-changing money. So what if you need results now? What if you want to replace the income you make with your job this year and not 5 years from now? That is exactly where most people get stuck. So they keep pushing that big boulder uphill, and then they wonder why success feels almost impossible. And after helping hundreds of people to replace the income they made with their 9-to-5 job, I've discovered a simple truth. High-ticket consulting is by far the easiest and the quickest path to replace the income you make with your job. The math simply doesn't lie. If you earn $2,000 per customer, you only need 5 customers and you're already making $10,000 per month. Most corporate professionals don't even make that much money after decades of hard work. But all you would need if you were pricing your offer at 2K is 5 customers. Just think about that for a second. Compare that to reselling a $50 product. To make $10,000 per month, you would need to get 200 sales per month with a $50 product. And remember, in profit, you would only keep 5% to 20% of what you make. So in numbers, if you made $10,000, that sounds amazing. But in reality, in profit, you would only keep $500 to $2,000. How can you live a decent life with this kind of money? You can't. So in your opinion, which one sounds more achievable? Getting 5 people to pay you $2,000 for a skill, a knowledge, or an interest that you have, or trying to sell something to 200 people? Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't about getting rich quick. It's about being strategic with your time and energy. It's about leverage. Leverage is basically the superpower of rich people. If you have it, you'll be very rich, but if you don't, you will struggle all of your life. And what's amazing with high-ticket consulting is that it gives you leverage automatically. So let me break down exactly how to build a profitable high-ticket consulting business that can replace the income you make with your 9-to-5 job extremely fast. We're talking in a matter of a few months. So the first step is to pick the right business model. This is where everything begins, because the right business model is a multiplier for every dollar and every hour that you invest in it. And there's a few reasons why as to high-ticket consulting works. The first is that you don't need a crazy budget for paid ads or a big audience just to get started. And you can leverage the skills that you already have. Costs are very low, and on top of that, profits are high, 90 to 95%, because it's only really costing you your time and your knowledge. You don't have to worry about manufacturing, shipping, returns, dealing with suppliers, etc. Most business models require you to build for months, even years, before you can start making a significant income. But with high-ticket consulting, you can generate revenue in your first weeks, in your first 30 days. And this isn't just theory. I've seen people, and I've helped some of them myself, go from $0 to $15,000 per month within just 90 days of starting a consulting business. So the key is to focus on value, not time. When you solve expensive problems for people, and by that I mean painful problems, you command premium prices. Now step number 2 is to find a profitable niche. Don't make this super complicated. You don't need to discover some untapped market and to be the first. If anything, I don't suggest you do that at all. Because if there's nobody else selling the thing that you want to sell, chances are there is simply no demand for it in the market. If you see competition, it's a good sign. It means people want what you've got to offer. So you need to find an industry where money is already flowing. Just look at what you know. What skills have you developed over the course of your career and even of your life? What interests do you have? What's your passion? What challenges have you overcome that other people still struggle with? Maybe you've mastered systems that save businesses time. Maybe you know how to generate qualified leads. Maybe you've figured out how to efficiently manage remote teams. Whatever it is, there is somebody willing to pay you thousands just to learn how they could get the same results. And remember, you don't need to be the world's leading expert to get started. You just need to be a few steps ahead of your ideal customers, with the ability to guide them to their desired outcome. Now, step number 3 is to identify the pains that pay. And this is critical, because people do not pay thousands for minor improvements. Nobody's going to pay you, for example, $2,000 if you can only help them to lose 1 pound. Nobody cares about that. People really invest a lot of money to solve burning problems. To give you an example, a struggling digital marketing agency that can't find more customers, they'd gladly pay you $5,000 if you could bring them 5 to 15 qualified leads per month, because for them, that could be contracts worth tens of thousands of dollars. A busy professional who's tried every possible diet to lose weight, but they keep regaining the weight, they would gladly pay you $1,500, even $3,500 if you could help them to lose those pounds for good. And to give you yet another example, a real estate agent losing deals to faster competitors would gladly pay you $7,500, maybe even more than that, for you to teach them a proven framework to find and to close off-market properties before anybody even knows they're available. So what I really want you to understand is that the bigger the pain you can solve for people, the more you can charge for it, because the more value you bring to people. So ask yourself, what keeps my potential customers awake at night, staring at the ceiling, unable to fall asleep? What costs them money, time, opportunities, or peace of mind? That is where your opportunity lies. When you focus on solving painful problems, expensive problems, charging premium prices becomes natural. If you could help a business to make an extra $20,000 per month, if you charged $47 for that, do you think you would be taken seriously? Of course not, because the value that you bring is worth so much more, so the price has to reflect it too. Step number 4, crafting an irresistible offer. This is where most people overcomplicate things. They build elaborate programs with dozens of modules and hour-long trainings just to feel like they can justify their high-ticket price. But the truth is, the most powerful offers are the simplest ones. For example, you could say something like, I help digital marketing agencies to get an extra 10 to 15 qualified leads per month without spending money on paid ads. It could be something like, I help busy executives to lose weight and to finally keep the weight off, even if every diet has failed them before. Or it could be something like, I help real estate agents to find and to close off-market properties faster than the competition and before anybody else even knows they're available. Can you notice a pattern with all of these offers? Each offer addresses a specific problem and promises a specific outcome. There's no fluff, no complexity, just clarity. Because when your offer directly speaks to the pains and the desires of your ideal customers, the price becomes secondary. Now let's move on to step 5, customer acquisition. Now I'm going to warn you, this part isn't going to be sexy. but it's exactly where fortunes are made. Forget about complex marketing funnels and forget about paid ads for now. In the beginning, you only need one thing. It can be direct outreach or content creation. Every day, you want to identify 10 to 30 people who fit your ideal client profile. Reach out personally, start conversations, give value to people. Show them how you could help them to fix their problems. Or it can be that you make a daily piece of content doing the exact same thing. You share some value with people. You give them some tips, advice on how to fix their painful problems. Most people quit here because it's uncomfortable. It feels vulnerable and they don't feel any instant gratification. But here is the truth. One quality conversation with the right prospects is worth so much more than 10,000 followers who never buy. If you can do this consistently for 30 days, you will book a lot of calls. Have enough calls and you will land enough customers. It's very simple math and it works. Now, to be honest with you, the greatest obstacle is not your strategy, it's your psychology. Most people fail in business because they can't push through the initial discomfort. They send a few messages, they post a few videos, they don't see immediate results, and then they think, oh well, it doesn't work, and they just give up. Successful entrepreneurs understand that rejection is a part of the process, which can't be avoided. They know that for every 10 conversations, maybe 3 turn into calls, and for every 5 calls, maybe 1 becomes a client. But when each client is worth between $1,000 to $10,000, the numbers work in your favor. That is the unsexy truth about building a very profitable consulting business. So right now, you can decide to continue with most traditional popular business models and waste years of your life and thousands of dollars in the wrong opportunities. But you're just going to be like a hamster, endlessly spinning in its wheel, not going anywhere. You'll look back in a few years and wish you had started sooner on the right opportunities. Because just like with any opportunity, with time, this will become saturated. So instead of doing like everybody else, focus on solving painful problems for people. And if you do that, you can start making significant income within months instead of years. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, I've put together a free video training where I'm going to show you how I went from $0 to $1,200 per day in profit with my consulting business. And right now, I'm also offering free strategy calls where together we'll identify what's blocking you and we'll come up with a game plan for you to get to $10,000 per month as quickly as possible. The link will be in the description below. And with that being said, I will see you on the other side.